The moment Jack stepped into the Willow Creek Community Therapy pool, a sharp, biting smell hit him like a slap. It wasn't the familiar, almost cozy chlorine scent he was used to. This was harsh, metallic, like someone had dumped a bucket of drain cleaner into the air. His eyes stung, and his throat burned as he pushed through the heavy glass doors, his 6-year-old daughter, Lily, clutching his hand. Her purple dolphin goggles sat crooked on her forehead, her favorite striped towel slung over her tiny shoulder. She was practically bouncing, eager for her weekly hydrotherapy session, a lifeline that eased the constant ache in her joints from juvenile arthritis. "Daddy, it smells weird today," Lily said, her nose wrinkling as they reached the pool's edge. The water, usually a clear, sparkling blue, had a strange, oily sheen, like gasoline on a puddle. Jack's stomach twisted. He noticed faint, frothy residue along the tiles, as if something corrosive had been spilled. Kneeling, he pulled Lily back gently. "Hang on, sweetheart. Stay right here for a sec, okay? Let Daddy check something." He dipped a finger into the water, just barely breaking the surface. It felt slick wrong. When he pulled it back, a faint milky film coated his skin, followed by a sharp, burning sting that grew worse by the second. His heart pounded. This wasn't a pool chemical imbalance. This was something far more dangerous. "Lily, let's skip the pool today," he said, keeping his voice calm despite the panic clawing at him. "How about we read that new book instead?" He steered her toward the colorful chairs across the room, his mind racing with worst-case scenarios. Jack was no stranger to crises. As the city's public health director, he dealt with everything from flu outbreaks to bioterrorism drills. But this felt personal. Lily's compromised immune system made even minor exposures risky. What if someone had poisoned the water? He grabbed his phone and dialed the community manager, his questions sharp and urgent. When had the pool last been checked? Who had access to the chemical storage? The manager's vague promises to look into it only fueled Jack's frustration. This wasn't a maintenance slip-up. This was deliberate. Willow Creek was supposed to be a haven, a gated community of manicured lawns and quiet streets, a respite from Jack's high-stakes job. The therapy pool, a recent addition funded partly by a grant his wife, Emma, had secured, was a godsend for Lily. The warm water eased her pain, letting her move freely in ways she couldn't on land. It was her sanctuary, in Jack and Emma's too. But not everyone saw it that way. Enter Susan Whitaker, the HOA president with a vendetta. Susan ruled Willow Creek like it was her personal kingdom, her thick binder of bylaws her holy grail. She was infamous for her petty, citations-wrong-colored curtains, slightly askew mailboxes, even unapproved garden statues. Her condescending tone and unshakable belief in her own authority made her a community pariah. The therapy pool, with its clinical look and special needs users, was her favorite target. At HOA meetings, she'd railed against it, calling it an eyesore that clashed with the community's upscale VYB. Emma had overheard Susan's cruel jabs, dismissing the pool as a charity case that lowered property values. Her lack of empathy was chilling, but no one expected her to cross into malice. Frustrated by the community manager's inaction, Jack called his deputy director, Dr. Rachel Nguyen. "Rachel, it's Jack. Something's seriously wrong with the therapy pool. There's an oily film, a burning smell, and it stung my skin. I think it's contaminated deliberately." Rachel's voice snapped to attention. "Are you and Lily safe? Can you keep people away from the water?" Jack glanced at the families trickling in for their sessions. "I'm trying, but we need a hazmat team now." Within an hour, the pool area was a surreal scene of flashing lights and hazmat suits. Technicians collected water samples, their instruments humming ominously. Police cruisers parked outside, their lights casting an eerie glow. Jack kept Lily distracted with games on his phone, but his anger simmered. Susan Whitaker arrived, her arms crossed, her face a mask of annoyance. "What's all this nonsense?" she snapped, trying to push past the police tape. "This is a disruption. I have important HOA work to do." A young officer blocked her path. "Ma'am, we're investigating a possible chemical contamination. Stay back." Susan rolled her eyes. Contamination? Please. It's probably just extra chlorine. Some people complain about everything. Jack turned, his gaze icy. Mrs. Whitaker, initial tests show a highly acidic substance in the water. Far worse than chlorine. For a split second, Susan's composure faltered, a flicker of fear in her eyes before her haughty mask returned. That's absurd. I know if anything was wrong. I oversee everything here. Lab results soon confirmed Jack's worst fears. Concentrated hydrochloric acid at levels that could burn skin, damage lungs, and devastate someone like Lily. The police investigation intensified. Security footage from the community center showed a figure matching Susan's build and distinctive hairstyle entering the pool area late at night with a heavy container, Leah VYing 20 minutes later with it noticeably lighter. When confronted, Susan's denials were flimsy. She claimed the container held special cleaning supplies, or fertilizer, but she couldn't produce receipts or details. Her lies unraveled further when a store owner confirmed she'd bought a large quantity of hydrochloric acid days earlier, signing a hazardous materials log with her name. The community erupted. Residents, already fed up with Susan's tyranny, were horrified. The therapy pool was a lifeline for their kids, their neighbors. The media seized the story, splashing images of yellow hazard tape across headlines. An anonymous tipster terrified resident pro VY dead the final nail. Susan's car, license plate, and all at the industrial supply store. The EVY Denke was undeniable. Susan's motive? A twisted obsession with perfection. She saw the pool and the kids who used it as a stain on her VY shown of Willow Creek. The breaking point came at an emergency community meeting in the Willow Creek clubhouse. The room was packed, the air thick with anger and fear. Jack and Emma sat near the front, Lily clutching Emma's hand. The HOA board, pale and shaken, faced a barrage of furious residents. Susan, out on bail and Ad VY said to stay away, was absent. Jack took the microphone, speaking not as a health official, but as a dad. What happened to our pool wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate act that could have hurt our kids. The EVY Denke points to Susan Whitaker security footage, lab results, her own purchase of the acid. He paused, his voice steady but raw. But this isn't just about the pool. It's about years of her bullying, her cruelty. She threatened an elderly woman over a bird feeder. She harassed parents for their kids' laughter. She thought she could control us all. A woman stood, tears streaming. My daughter uses that pool for her spina bifida. It's her only relief. Susan didn't just poison water, she poisoned our kids' safe place. The room gasped, the weight of her words sinking in. Detective Laura Evans stood. We filed felony charges against Susan Whitaker. This was premeditated. We need anyone with information to come forward. The interim HOA president, a nervous retiree named Tom Ellis, announced Susan's suspension and a bylaw overhaul. The room exploded in applause, a fragile hope rising. Susan's trial was a spectacle. The EVY Densistore logs, footage, lab results crushed her defense. She was convicted of aggravated assault, child endangerment, and illegal handling of hazardous materials. The judge's scathing verdict highlighted her calculated betrayal and lack of remorse. She got years in prison, her reign over Willow Creek shattered. The community rebuilt. New bylaws prioritized fairness and transparency. Volunteers restored the pool, planting flowers and scrubbing away the trauma. Jack pushed for tougher public health laws, using the incident as a rallying cry. Lily, resilient as ever, dove back into the sparkling, safe water, her laughter echoing. Willow Creek, once fractured, grew stronger, united by compassion and VY violence. Months later, Jack watched Lily splash happily, the chlorine's clean scent a symbol of healing. Susan's malice had tested them, but their triumph was sweeter a reminder that even the darkest acts couldn't break a community's spirit. What do you think? Was Susan's punishment fair, or did she deserve worse? Could the HOA have stopped her sooner? Should communities ban HOAs altogether after something like this? Share your thoughts below, like, and subscribe for more stories that spark debate.